Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to this new live session of Tuesday. Thank you all for joining. We're going to get started now. Okay, let's start this live session with the basics. What is Customily? Most of you installed the app quite recently and are either getting started with your store from scratch or beginning the process of selling personalized products on an existing store. For both cases, we have the perfect tools to get started. So Customity is an app that installs in your store and provides your products with live previews, meaning that you will have options and you'll be able to interact with these options, changing those live previews and getting a real image of what you're getting customized and getting printed later on your product. So from drop down menus to text inputs, clip art selection, or even image uploads, your live previews will change immediately and give you a realistic example of how your customization will look on the product. Now, aside from giving your customers a live preview over a mockup, once they purchase, Customily will create with that information the ready to print file. So think about how you would customize things before Customily. You will have to put up a lot of images of your product with multiple options, giving customers all the options listed, so they will have to type in the notes or description what sort of customization they wanted, and you will have to put that together after the purchase, send out a proof, get back the comments, and do a back and forth communication that will take a lot of time. Imagine with many options, many orders queuing out, how will you manage to put together all final proofs and designs, get them ready, and print them? Now, with Customily, you as a merchant have the power to set up your products and set up your designs available, and your customers will do the customization. They will preview that live, and they will purchase on that matter. After that, Customily will create the print file, and you will have everything done for you, and all you have to do is fulfill later. Now, this preview, and you see, for example, that I have this drop-down option here of 1, 2, and 3 dogs. I'm going to go for the 3 dogs, and I have a set of options that triggers depending on my choices. I'm going to call this dog Toby and find a breed within the MMP options, for example, Pitbull. And then for the second dog, I'm going to type something and try to find something also in the MP area, for example, like a poodle, or maybe I'll try to find this. And you see how the live preview will change always and will give you that realistic image of your product. Now, in this case, I'm playing around with a metal ornament for Christmas, but also I have another example, a simple example that only has a text input. And all you have to do is type something and you will see that change live. And change this as much as I want. You see, there's no reason to go complex. All you have to do is get a great idea on your mind, and Customily will allow you to put it up in your store for good. Now, this preview is done by loading a template on the page, as well as the options you see here, which is the option set. Now, these two elements, the template and the option set, are the core elements of Customily and what you need set up in your account in order for Customily to provide the live customization. But the great thing is, if you know what you want to do and you create a template, the options will create automatically. So you don't have to put together all these swatches. The system will do that for you, and all you will have to do is connect the template and the options to any product you may have already, and that product will become customizable. As simple as that. So you see, with those key concepts, you can turn any existing listing on a customizable product. And not only that, we're going to see that you can create new listings. And let me tell you about what happens when you want to create new products. Because the thing is, you may always start off with an existing store, but at the same time, you may have a store from scratch. So in those cases, you may want to use Customily 2.0. Now, what is Customily 2.0? This is our latest update for Etsy stores and Shopify stores. This will allow you to create and publish personalized products easier, faster, and better than before. So those starting your stores from scratch or your customized objects collection from scratch will be more interested in this section, because now you can choose a product directly from a print-on-demand provider, add a design to it, and get it published in your store, all from the Customily app. You no longer need to use the interfaces of your print-on-demand services. If you are connected from Customily, you can do everything within the Customily app. Now, also, if those print-on-demand services have an API connection, you can have all the fulfillment processes automated. This means that once you receive a purchase, all the order details and the ready-to-print file will be sent to the corresponding POD of that product, and it will be automatic, so they can do the fulfillment and shipping. So the time saved in the design part from your customers and the print file creation on the back end is also now added to the time saved in the manual processing and sending to fulfill to all those designs. So you're going to see that for certain services, we have an API connection that will automate all the processes and save you a lot of time when you're escalating sales. Now, because we also want to add more things, you will know that in this 2.0 version of Customily, you will have another interesting feature, which is the free access to Customily's design libraries. Now, this means that you can find designs already made, ready to use and sell, or you can actually use those exclusive Clipart collections to create your own designs. So you don't have to start off finding graphics if you want to offer a specific set of designs. You can use our designs. You can change, modify, or improve our designs starting from something. So having an idea to start with is a great way to push your product creation. So if we are in the business of creating new products in our store, I think we can follow 4 different paths, and you will find those things in Customily 2.0. This is very important because you have to approach Customily with a couple of pre-made questions. You need to ask yourself, do I want to create new products, or do I want to use my existing products? If I'm going to be using my existing products, I should go straight to the core of Customily and create my templates and then the options and just link them together to just modify my existing listings on the store. Now, on the other hand, if you answer yourself that you want to create new listing, new products, then more questions will show up. Am I going to be fulfilling with a print-on-demand provider? Yes or no? Which one? Am I going to be using Customily's design because they are really cute, or I actually have my own designs because I'm very creative, I'm a designer, I have my own Clipart collection that I bought or that I created myself, I have great backgrounds. If I have that sort of assets, then I can go straight to a different part of Customily. Not only that, if you are using a different provider, or you are your own provider, your own fulfillment, your own workshop, you can also set up a group of standard bases of your products and then start adding designs and creating unique products with those combinations. So Customily will give you that option as well. Just ask yourself, well, where are you in these 4 areas of Customily 2.0 to know which part you want to start creating your listings on your store. For example, at the top left corner, You may work with a print-on-demand provider who has its own product catalog, and you can add a design from the Customily library to it. And this will be the fastest path and the one that allows you to have a published product ready to sell in minutes. Now, on the other hand, to the right top, you can work with a print-on-demand provider, but choose to add your own designs to those products. In that case, you probably have your own assets and your own ideas and your own creations, and you will want to populate your design library before starting to create those products. You will have a great design studio in which you can pick a lot of elements that can be customizable. Now, on the other side, uh, bottom left corner, if you have your own products, your own fulfillment, you're not interested in working with a POD, the way to go is to start by populating your product-based library first. Why? Because always a product will have two pieces of information, the print size and the mockups. So in the POD suppliers, all that information is provided by the POD. But in the case of your own mockups, you will need to know the size of your print area, of course, the file format, and PNG with some resolution, PDF, EPS, etc. And also, you will have your own mockups that you will put together. So whatever customization you create later will show up on the print part and on the preview part. But if you have these two pieces of information together as your own mockup, you can put a Customily design to it. And that will automatically create a new listing um, with that exclusive setup. Let's say you sell mouse pads and you have a perfect idea of the size you need and the mockup you have, and all you want to do is sell your mouse pads with Customily designs. So the way to go is this pink area. Now, finally, of course, you can have the scenario on the bottom right in which you can have your own mockups, your own products, and also your own designs. In this case, you will create those two and then start combining them. So the same product can have multiple designs and, of course, multiple products, or one single design can go into many different products. That's entirely up to you, but Customily gives you the tool for you to quickly create those listings. And here we are in Customily. This is my Customily account, and you will see this is my Shopify store. But like I said, you can have Customily runs on a lot of e-commerce platforms: WooCommerce, BigCommerce, Magento, Wix, also custom integrations. Different platforms will imply different features available, but the most complete and advanced versions we have are for Etsy and Shopify alike. So you will see a lot of the interface is pretty much the same, but we can see some difference later. There's a question. Let me check. So what file format do I need to make the mockups? Customily will manage pretty much any graphic format. If you need to upload vector files, EPS is the best format. It's worldwide known, and pretty much every software can export that. And on the image part, JPEG is always accepted, but I highly recommend PNG files. Why? Because PNG files have transparency, and Customily can read transparency, so that provides a great user experience and realistic effects of wrinkles, brightness, and you can overlap different graphics easily because they are all transparent. So PNG will be the best way to go, in my honest opinion. So thank you for that question. And coming back to this screen you're seeing right now, this is the start section of Customily. So let's say I'm a store owner. I want to start selling personalized products, and I just installed Customity. So this is my landing page, and I will be received by an onboarding. The screen will go dark, and I will get an onboarding message. I highly recommend you follow the onboarding on the first time, because the questions that I mentioned you before will jump up on the onboarding. This interface will ask you, what are you selling? How are you going to be fulfilling? Do you have your designs? Do you want to use our designs? By giving those answers, the path you take inside Customily will guide you into the best tools for what you need. Customily is pretty big, and there's a lot of possibilities, so it's easy to get lost at the beginning. So it's always nice to follow the videos, the live sessions, and check out what the onboarding is telling you to go through to begin with. Now, in this first page, you will see some sections at the left of the screen. We have the first three sections are the shortcuts to the 2.0 tools. So this is the start section you are seeing right now, where you can easily just create new products. Also, you have shortcuts to my designs in my product bases, which you have them here and here. If you remember, my designs is that collection that you will, in which you will create your own designs that you can later put on any product from your print-on-demand providers or from your own workshop, if just the case. So your product bases area is where you will create those particular products that you yourself fulfill, for example, or someone else fulfills, but they're not part of this growing family of print-on-demand providers. Now, the next three sections after my product bases are the core elements and the key sections of Customity. This is where you can manage and see everything that has been done automatically, or you can do things manually yourself. But for example, you can explore, manage, and create your templates, upload and organize your assets in libraries, for example, color libraries, fonts, vectors, and image libraries. And you'll be able to see all your products from your store, as well as those linked to Customity. You'll be able to see which templates are being used, which option sets are being used, and you'll be able to manage that and see how everything is working on the back end, as well as change a lot of settings um, to customize and improve the front-end experience of your customers. Now, the last section is the orders section. And so when you start to sell products using Customily, those customization details, of course, will go straight to the order dashboard of your e-commerce. But at the same time, you will have a backup here in which you can revisit what the customer input as customization. You can preview the print file. You can modify the print file if there was an error. You have full control of that also in the orders section. One question. We can save the design in Customily. That depends on what you want to save. Basically, whenever you create a new design, you create a design and you save it, and you can later edit that and modify that if you need to change that. But I don't know if you mean by saving designs like that. Remember that Customily is not an asset creator, it's an asset manager. You'll be able to input and upload a lot of things that you have previously created inside Customily: fonts, images, vectors, color palettes, everything you're going to be using, you can upload them all to Customily for management. So let me show you quickly how can we create a product using Customily, and then we're going to actually create a design, and you will see what I'm talking about. When you click on create new product, you will see that you can, of course, always create a product from your own bases, but at the same time, you can choose the basis of any of these print-on-demand providers. If you have an account with any of them, you can retrieve the API key of this service and connect that to Customily. The API key will allow you to, in some cases, access the catalog. Sometimes the catalog is open, but it will provide you with the automatic fulfillment. So each purchase done in a specific product from a specific print-on-demand provider will go straight for fulfillment into their area. And you'll be able to follow that order on the dashboard of the print-on-demand provider as well. But in any case, if you retrieve the API key of any of these print-on-demand providers, you can integrate in Customily by doing the following. You can go to the settings sections here at the top. And in this section, go to the integrations tab, it's number 4. And here you will see, well, right now I have a Printful integration and a Printify integration. Basically what I can do, you will see this empty. You can click on the drop-down menu, pick your different, your print on demand right now, for example, Shine On, and click on Enable Integration. That will make Shine On show up in your dashboard here, and you can paste the API key here. It will validate, and you click Save Settings, and it's going to turn green and save. If you don't know where to find the API key of Shine On, Printify, or any print on demand, you have a Help Center article here that will tell you with very graphic help where to find in each case the different API keys depending on your print on demand provider. Once you have that, you click Save Integrate, Save Settings will turn green, and you are now, for example, integrated with Shine On. So all products that you create from Shine On and are sold will automatically send the print file to Shine On for fulfillment. Now that we are integrated, we're going to the Start section. So let's create a new product, what we all want to do. I'm going to find the, in Printify, I'm going to look for the ornaments that we kind of threw a poll in all the assistants to see which products were trending right now. You see, this is the Printify catalog we have integrated so far. More products are added on a regular basis, but you can always ask for a particular product that you want to sell. We check it out, we integrate with that, and it will show up on the catalog. So don't worry if you don't see something at first. This is a primary list made with the print-on-demand recommendations and the customer suggestions, and so we build this together. So if I search by ornament, I will see a lot of ornament here. Pick any of these. For example, metal ornaments. Go with this. Now you see this particular product has a provider called Pick the Gift and also has 4 different variants. Now, because not all variants are the same right now, we have very different shapes. I may want to sell a particular shape for a particular design and then think about other designs for the other shapes, because to be honest, not all designs will fit perfectly on an oval, round, tree, and bell at the same time. So I just picked at least one variant and at least one print area, and I can go next. And this is the part in which I pick my product base. And now in the next, I'm going to pick my design. You see here, I can go and pick from my designs, but I don't have any yet. I'm just starting. Or I can pick from the Customily designs. When I click on the Customily designs, I get a lot of designs to show up. Over 200 designs available for me to play with. And like I said, this is something for you to get started. You can go and sell these designs in your ornament without any problem, or you can pick this design and then change the background, change the quote, rearrange the characters. You're free to do anything you want. Add more kids, remove some kids. That's your creativity is about to explode in here. Now I'm going to browse through the categories and look for Christmas. You see there's a lot of categories to play with, character related, seasonal related, event related. So, Halloween is coming in also, but for ornaments, I think Christmas will look nice. In this case, we have some designs And since I have a round ornament, we have like 3 pages, I'm going for this. This is the dog. So I actually created the dog here, right? So let's go with the cat. Between 1 and 3 cats, I'll be able to pick here. So I'm going to click on this design, and then you see Customily will start working. What's happening now? The system will create a new listing in your store. Remember, this is 2.0 tools, and these are meant for new listings to be created in your store. So a new listing is created. The connection through API key is done to Printify, and because every single product in your front end will need a template and a set of options, that template is being created by Customily as we speak. And the same with the options. You see that spinning is the template, and the options are now here automatically created. Everything is stored in a database, so once you pick a design, everything will put together. What will happen is on the empty square round print area of this ornament, the design will be placed ready to print. At the same time, on the mockup with this shape and this hanging and everything, the same design will be placed for previewing. In this final revision, I get to preview what the customer will preview. And for example, I can play around with the product and the different options. The first thing I like to do always is to edit the product details here and change the name, because this is a standard name. And if I don't change it, I will have 100 metal ornaments and I will not be able to recognize one from the other. So I'm going to click Edit Product Details. I can later go to the store back end and change it again, but this will save me time. Xmas Cats Metal Ornament. Price $7.99, for example. Description, yeah, that looks nice. One variant, round, okay, and that's it. Save the product, and we are back to the final revision. One thing I can also do is edit the options. If I want, for example, when the number of cats show up, for example, 3 cats, I can select, okay, I want to first select the cat, then put the name. So I want this to go the other way around. You can do that with the options. But basically, this instance is for you to change names and stuff, and also check out the options, create a nice mockup, and save it as your new listing, main listing photo. So the first cut will be pink, and we're going to have this called, this one's going to be a long hair like this. This one will be, and we'll have this Scottish fold, this, and my third cut would be like this, and it will be sort of like things sort of cut like that. These are my 3 cuts, and I'm going to save this to be my new listing photo. And that's it. I mean, I can still play around with this, but at least I have one product with one particular name, one particular image. And if you don't want this to go live into your store, just save the draft. But if you want this to go straight live, just publish, and it will go front end. And there you go. This is a new listing on my store. Fulfilling with Printify. This is the name I picked, the price I picked, and these are the variants and the options and the template. Everything is showing right now in here in the front end. I don't have to do anything else because this is live and that's it, period. But at the same time, I can check what happened on the back end. I can go back to Customily, and remember the sections, template, libraries, and stores where you manage everything. So if I were to go to store, I'll be able to see all the linked products or not linked products. In this case, I have a lot of products linked, but I can sync up to see the last changes on Shopify in this case. If you have multiple stores, you'll be able to click here and see all them listed and be able to switch between stores. That's a great advantage. And if I go with Xmas, then I should be able to find my Xmas cats. This is a new listing, a new product that I can open inside Customily. Remember, I'm always inside Customily, and I will see how this product works. It works with this template that was created automatically and with these options that were created automatically. The small boxes next to this will be shortcuts to open them and do any changes you want. I won't do any changes, but there's a question about how you can change the font size, the names, and everything like that. Basically, you can click on this hyperlink, yeah, and see the template isolated and filtered so you can find it easily and click edit. Or you can also rename. You're free to do whatever you want. But if I click on edit and check this template, I will find all the necessary items for this product for this template to be customizable on the front end and also printing on the back end. So for one of our guests that asked, how can I change the size of the font and everything? You see here in the text here will be, okay, this is one cat. The one cat example will have cat name, and you can actually make it bigger and change the font like that and rearrange this any way you want. You're free to change this design in any way you want. Then you go and you click two cats and you will see the two signs here, and you can go three cats and also see this one. So this is the title, depending on the first cut, second cut, third cut, and you can resize them and modify them any way you want. Even change the fonts if you want. Now, once you are finished setting up this print file, because remember, this will print exactly of the size of the ornament, then you can click next. Also, you see it's going to be export. This particular print will export in PNG 300 dpi, but you can change that, you see, to different file formats depending your printing needs. Once you're all happy with the corrections in the first part, you can go next and check out those corrections in the preview. You see, this part is known to you because it's this part. This is where you set up the same design, but actually previewing on the mockup. There are some extra items because this image of the product is actually a PNG graphic, nothing more than that. And this is, for example, the text that I selected, and I modified it, so now it's bigger, like that. Once I'm happy with these adjustments, if I need to do any adjustments, I will go next and save my modified template. You see, this is the best way to understand how Customily works. In my front end, I can just type in my cat name, for example, and you see how whatever I preview will change in the print as well. Don't worry if you see all different texts. This is because it's like a final revision, but just to understand that whatever you do on the front end will reflect on the back end and give you a precise print file of your customization. That's the core concept of Customily. The background color can be changed, yes, and let me show you why. Like I said, this product color here, this object here is basically an image. You can upload your own images, for example, and replace your mockup with another mockup that you want. At the same time, we have another image here that is a mask. You see, a mask is like a slightly transparent PNG file. So this will kind of create the effect of a metal ornament, right? Yeah. Basically, this is a PNG image, nothing more. Like I said, you are free to upload whatever image you want. So if you come here and you upload a different image that has, like, I don't know, the same effect of transparency, but around you will have the context of a Christmas tree, then you are improving your mockup. This is a standard mockup that comes from Printify, but you can improve it if you have the graphic means, right? Customity will give you the chance for you to change this any way you want. All you have to do is, well, basically have the file to make the change. But that's how you can easily just upload a new image and nothing more than that. And you can upload that image and not affect the print file, because this is happening only on the preview. So let's say I want to do this ornament, but actually I want my own designs. So I will go straight to my design area and I can create my design. But what am I going to create? That's something kind of challenging, right? Because let's say I go and create a design, and I start off with a square, which is something that I'm actually going to be using because I have a round ornament. This is the live session round ornament, Xmas, yeah. And create a new design. This is our design studio. It's the same you saw on the template, and you saw also if you're creating stuff from scratch. Basically, these are all the tools you can use to create a customized design that your customer can interact with. Because, for example, you can set up text boxes, straight or curved, and your customers will be able to type in whatever they want. Later, you can change the fonts, you can change the colors, the size, everything, and that will reflect directly in, all they have to do is type something and choose fonts and choose colors, and everything will preview live. You can also add different objects that will add extra customization. For example, placeholders are objects that your customers can upload their own images. Think about any memorial gift, any collage of photos that you that you like creating. Those are just these objects that on the front end will give you like an upload button, period. And that's where your customer will upload an image. They will be able to move it around, resize, rotate, and that's it. Everything happening in between this box. Yeah, this is the shopper photos that will go in here. Same if you have a logo in a vector format. Other customizations you can do here are street maps and star maps. And you have a lot of options to customize this and to provide really cool customizations and designs from starting from these tools. I really encourage you to check out other live sessions in which we explore these tools really deep and show you the best tricks on how to use them. Finally, if we have our own designs, our own clip arts, or any kind of image we want to put and keep it there, or put many images like backgrounds and have them to be choices like many cats and many dogs, we use dynamic elements. Dynamic images for PNGs and JPEGs, dynamic vectors for EPS files. But in here, you can upload as many images as you want. For example, 110 different cats and dogs. In fact, because I have that, because I created the cat product here, right now I have access to these clip arts, and you will have access to the clip arts too. So if I were to pick that library from the collection of libraries that I have in my account, I will find cat and full color frontal cat. There you go. I'm going to pick this one. And you see now, I not on the first choice, but the second choice will be this cat. There's other cats. Yeah, we'll have a lot of cats. Cat number 50. Yeah, cat number 118. Yeah, like that. You see, now I have these clip arts and I can play around with this and put together a nice design using these cats. Or remove this and just upload my images. To keep it simple, I decided to put together something really fast in Canva, because I know most of you use Canva, and I'm learning so far, so bear with me. So here's the thing. Let's say I want to do something really simple for this Christmas ornament. I'm going to start a design, and the design, I checked this on Printify, and I realized that the ornament has this size in pixels. So I'm going to create a design using that particular size. It's always nice to check the print-on-demand provider and the tools available. The sizes available for the products you want to sell. Very simple thing I want to do. This is going to be a circle ornament, so I should actually go to elements and find a circle. So I have this to be my guidance, and I don't go outside when playing around with my with my design. And then let's go and find sorry about this. For example, let's try something related with Christmas. Those with the crown are pro clip arts, so you may or may not have access. I don't have access right now, but I do have some things, interesting things. For example, I have this, which can go something like this, or I have this. Oh, there you go, like that. Yeah, and let's try to put this. Yeah. Okay, and let's say this is my nice design, and I actually want to put some text. So let's go to text. Let's go to add a title and say Merry Christmas. Yeah, don't worry about the font. I'm going to change the font. Just going to put it Merry Christmas here, and check out the font. For example, this. Yeah, that looks nice. Maybe I can make it a bit like that. You see, this is me playing with Canva without any problem. And then I'm going to add another title, but here's the thing. This title will be the this will be the customizable part of my design, or many others. But putting together a design doesn't necessarily have to be something you can't do later in Customily. So, for example, I'm trying to see. Okay, yeah, perfect. So I want to make sure I'm capable of putting this here and don't break anything in the process. So probably this will go a bit up like that. So my Merry Christmas will be fixed, and the Customily will be customizable. So what I'm going to do is, let me look for standard fonts. Well, I will need to use a font here or later, but I'm going to check this, and later in Customily you may want to upload this. So if this is going to be my design, I can say this. Let me just download this. Okay. Okay. Put it on my last here. Christmas. New. This is my base image that I want to use as inspiration. But if I think about what do I need in Customily, I don't need the circle because I don't want this printed. I don't want this Jones family, right? So let me just duplicate this and remove this and remove this. This is my fixed design. And so what I'm going to do now is also save this as well. Always think about what do you need, and this is, oh, I made a mistake because I actually picked both pages and just wanted number 2. Yeah. Always think about what are you going to have as static in your design and what will you have customizable. Those things customizable will not be created on the assets. You may have them as guidance, but in Customily, you want them to be created using our elements. So if I were to go to Customily again, to my design here, I have this dynamic image, and I have some alignment tools here so I can center this to the center and to the middle. Also, I can open the transform area here and size this as big as my canvas. Don't worry about the sizes because Customily will always compress and adjust the designs to our print area we're using. But this is a big image object, and I can upload my base design. Okay. What can we do here? We can go to layers and double click this to change this to base design. Okay. And I now want to put the original and final design on top. So I will create another dynamic image with my static information. And going to expand this, I can expand this like this, or I can just type in big. This is my static information that is going to be printed. The rest, this guide is, let's say, call this the design. And this base design is like, or the inspiration, you can put this. Call this inspiration. And sorry, it's locked. Sorry, inspiration. And I'm going to put this on top. You see, I can put it all the way down or on top. Lock it so I don't move this by accident, and I just pick my design. So what am I missing? I'm missing the text here, the custom text. So I create a text box and I move it around and I shape it the way I want. Let's again make it show the inspiration so I can see the size of the print area like that and like that. Sorry. Okay, and that. Yeah. So this could be my text area. Okay. Of course, you need to actually. Sorry about if you're getting a bad audio. What I can do is play around with the sizes. So I'm going to hide my inspiration again, and I'm going to type in the family. This area here is for you to type in whatever you want. This is your testing area. And one thing I can do is start making this bigger and bigger. But the problem is, once I reach the end of the box, I'm going to stop being able to type something because it's the end of the box. If I check the automatic multiline, Customily will allow it to make it bigger. If not, what's happening is my minimum size here is too small. Oh, no way. Let's put it 100 like that. If I keep going bigger and bigger, allowing this, also the minimum size should be bigger. At some point, I will have this jumping. So let me go to the alignment to the top. Yeah, perfect. And I can change the font. Let's find something nice. I don't have anything more of a Christmas stuff. Oh, but I like this one. So I'm going to make sure I have, I don't know, a really big size and see how far this small size. Okay, now I'm getting somewhere. This is the moment for you to play with this and to see the what will happen when your customers start typing stuff or they start, so you can adjust the line spacing and stuff like that. So everything will be adjusting. I think, I have a space here. That was my mistake. Sorry. Now I'm probably going to make sure this is a bit smaller. Oh, that was a problem. That space. Okay, make it bigger, 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 bigger. This is going to be as big as I want to go. Yeah, it doesn't collapse, touch much there. This is as small as I want to go, as big as I want to go, and the line spacing is correct, the automatic timeline, everything. These tools are meant for you to play around and make sure that they will behave the way you want. And your customers, all they have to do is type. Finally, have is this, my design and my text, which will be your family name. That's all we need as our design. Nothing more complex than that. What I was doing was just touching around the different settings for the size and for the font and the alignment and everything. I can save this. And oh, I wanted to save this, but also wanted to add an image because there was a question about if customers can add an image. So let me go to the last page, find my design again here. In the My Design section, I can look for my design in different pages, edit again, say, oh, I forgot about the image placeholder. I don't know why I'm getting a bad image or signal. Just 1 second. I don't have any. Can you confirm if you can see if now it looks better? Okay, great. So I'll go slower. There was a question about uploading your customers uploading images, and you do that with the image placeholder. So I'm going to put something here. Oh, I'm going to put this here, like this is the family, and in fact, like that. Yay. Customers will be able to upload an image here. Okay, I can try with an image, so I can come here and try with any image that I have. I can look for an image. I have like this image as a sample. If we don't want this portion error to show up, we can open the image behavior and fill the area. So this will be just for testing. This is try with an image, not final image. But let's say this is my final design. And now I can save it with all the elements together. Of course, I will need to update the options because each time you create a design, the options are made automatically, saving you a lot of time. And now that I have a design, I should be able to go to the Start section and find the last design featured here. I will repeat the process I did for the Xmas cat. I will create a new product, find Printify, look for the ornament, metal ornament, pick the shape I want. In this case will be round, front, and click next to pick my design. So the last time I went to the Customily design collection. Now I'm going to my collection just to find, imagine this is empty and our first design will show up here. In my case, I can search for this or go to the last. Was the Xmas? Yeah, live session run ornament X. This is my design. So I'm going to click here and the same process will happen. The only difference is the source of the design. Now a new listing is being created, a new connection to Printify is being created, and my custom design is going to be placed on the print area of the ornament and on the mockup of the ornament, creating a brand new template. And the template will look like this. You see, now this is my new preview. This is my design on the ornament. Remember the steps when you reach here. First, change the name of the product. Merry Christmas ornament. I'm going to charge this a bit extra. Save it and back to revision. And then the second part is playing around with the options and saving a photo. So your family name will be the, see how it jumps line, or I can put the Matthew's family is jumping line, so it's behaving the way I wanted. Nothing stops customers from typing too much, so you can later limit the number of everything. But to the sake of the exercise, this looks really well, and I can save this to be my new listing photo. Remember, this is a final revision that is compacted on this interface. If you click preview, you will see this bigger, and on the front end, it will also look bigger. So if I publish this, and it's looking pretty big, has the image. We didn't the image, you know. I'm checking this right now. So again, let's go with the Matthews family. I think I have, let's go with the image and yeah, go with this image. You see how it shows up. And as a customer, I can play around with the rotation, shape, and size and position of the image. Now this looks better. So if I want to change this to be my new listing photo, because I kind of rushed and forgot this, this upload, see how this image upload behaves. I can just remove it and upload another one, find another one like this. I can just click on the preview button, see this big, and click here to save image as. And I'm going to save this as listing, for example. And what I can do is jump into my Shopify backend. These are my products right now. And if I were to check my last created from the newest, I will see two things. The Xmas Cats is the one that I created today, right now. And the Merry Christmas Ornament is the one also I create. If I go here to Merry Christmas Ornament, this is like any other listing you can manage. You can add sales channel, you can add categories like collections, it will be home decor. And also in this part of the media, I will add my new listing photo, because it has to be realistic. It needs to have this image upload. And then I'm going to just remove, who knows, you know, because this is not mandatory to have the image. I'm going to put the two options, the one with the image and the one without the image. Okay, I don't want to do anything else, just save the product, and I can just go back to my store and refresh to see this. So as you can see, really fast, I have a new listing and also I have a second image here. And then I can start customizing without any rush. Always swap between images and go back to customization like that. But that's the way you put together a custom design with a POD product. You see, creating the design is not that difficult, but you need to have an idea. You need to think about what do you want fixed and what do you want customized, so you know what kind of graphics you need to provide to Customily and what other items are created in Customily. So questions so far? Okay, question. Again, please repeat, where can I find the templates? If you recall, when I was exploring this product setting, I found this template and I click here as a shortcut. But if you go to the template section here, number 4 on the list, you will find all your templates that you have created so far or have been created automatically. So if I go to the last page or I arranged by last modified, I will see this is the one with the cats, and this is the one that we just created that includes my design. You see, my design is safely stored here, in my collection, so I can use this design to other things like um, acrylics or t-shirts or whatever. But the combination of this design and the ornament has been created in this particular template. So this is where you can find that, and this is where you can also edit, rename, or rearrange whatever you want. Let me check if there was another question. No, that was the one. I hope that repeating was clear. If we are looking for a specific product, we can find it on the store and it will take us to the right template. If we want to see all templates, we can check out this section here. Any other questions that are, I know Cecilia Morena are typing like crazy and answering a lot of questions. Okay, about connecting the API, I know some are asking that. When you create new product, you see here the available print-on-demand providers. Those indicating here that there's automatic fulfillment means that you can sign into your accounting here and find the API key in the print-on-demand system. So once you have that API key, you come to Customily and you click on the settings area here at the top. You find the fourth tab, which is the integrations tab. And here, what you're going to do is you're going to select from the drop-down menu the different possible PODs. For example, custom cut. And I'm going to click enable integration so it will show up on my list. Right now I have Printful and Printify working, and I can now input the API key of custom cut. Once you paste the API key, it's going to validate automatically, and you save the settings so you make sure it's integrated. If you don't know where to find the API key of your POD, just click on this link, and this article in our help center will open up and guide you very nicely on where to find the API key for the different services: Printify, Printful, Shine On, Gelato, and Custom Cut are those the ones that are currently using API connection. You find that, you copy to clipboard, and you paste it in Customily here. And save settings, it will turn green, and you're all set. You'll still be able to see some catalogs. I'm pretty sure all print-on-demand providers have the open catalog except Printify and Printful. You will need the API to see these two catalogs, but still, you can always create products using them. The API key will allow you to automatically fulfill with them. Still, if some questions pop up, I'm pretty sure they will. Remember, we have a great support channel. We have support agents that you can contact at support@customily.com. You can join, open a live chat in the app. We have on the lower right corner, you will see a widget that you can open a live chat with one of our agents. And also join our Facebook communities, because there's a lot of collaboration in those communities. So some questions may be quickly answered or faster, and with more enthusiasm and sharing spirit in the Facebook communities by other Customily users. And before you go, let me congratulate you, because you have all won tickets of our September challenge. So once again, thank you for joining, because this also is for you. There are many prizes involved, so keep joining, keep participating also. And well, I guess that's all for today. Thank you all for joining to this live session. We'll see you next Thursday with more interesting ideas for the upcoming sales. So have a great day. Bye-bye.